So something not so chill just happened. All right, welcome back again to uPOW, Your Pursuit of Wellness, Off the Pursuit Travel Series. Where are we going, guys?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Big Easy, as they call it.
I thought that was New York.
The Big Easy? That's a Big Apple, dumbass.
That's not the same place?
No.
Oh.
Big Easy is like a rap city. They talk about the Big Easy in all rap songs. Oh, the Big Apple.
Man, I'm about to Google that shit.
100% I thought that was New York.
What are you eating?
Of course, lovely wife. It is definitely New York.
It's a
Is it
state.
New Orleans or Louisiana,
No.
player?
No, it's fucking New Orleans, man.
I gotta test you now.
Fact check this. Independent fact checkers determined this might be bull.
In the 1900s, there was a dance hall in New Orleans called the Big Easy. But the nickname did not become famous until the early 1970s.
That seems like a long time for a dance hall to exist and not be that famous. So, looking forward to the travel tomorrow. We are leaving at 4.
On the road.
Out the door at 4.
Yeah.
Out the door at 4.
Yeah.
We're getting up at 3:30.
Yeah. Road trip.
Yeah.
I tried to get him.
We're going to take Nibby Man with us. Nico and Winnie are staying here. I did not film in the morning. It was dark. It was early. I had to drive. Everyone was asleep. We're south of Birmingham, correct? Alabama?
Yeah, we're
Alabama?
towards Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that place. Big Joe in the back. Katie. Lauren's driving.
Nibby Man's
Lord help us.
Mr. Man.
Whoa. I'm a better driver than Sean.
Apparently the back seat just chose violence today, because when Lauren and Katie were back there throwing shade, now Joe's back there, all of a sudden he got jokes. In stark contrast to the Washington video, if you guys haven't seen that, go back and watch it. There's not much scenery-wise. It kind of all looks the same. Like, that's it. It's been that exact thing since Indiana, and now we're in Alabama. And we kind of went around the cities, so we didn't see anything cool there either. So we'll update you guys as we go, and maybe when we get to the Airbnb, we'll see. Joe, let the people know.
We are in swampland. You know, those northerners, as they call them down here in Louisiana. All we knew was swamp ass. We didn't know that there was actually swamp land. And I think the last one was Honey Island Swamp. I don't know what the fuck place is confused.
I don't know what a swamp is.
A body of water with a bunch of dirt in it.
Hang on. Do you have to have alligators to qualify as a swamp?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a rule?
Yes.
Then it's a river.
Oh, okay. It's a river. 32 miles out of New Orleans, and I think we're all a little tired of being in the car. Coming up on about 12 hours?
Just about, yeah. It doesn't really feel like it's been that long.
That's because you were
Y'all slept
asleep.
like 6 hours. This is the first day you've been awake when we crossed state line.
Katie fully woke up in Nashville and was like, wow, we've made such progress. Yeah, we
Fell
know.
back asleep.
Yeah, fell back asleep, woke up in what?
What state we in?
Stay tuned.
You know what we need right about here? Big ass oil rig. Get that oil.
I didn't know that half of the 20 miles left was all bridge and all that.
Oh, Joe just be making shit up sometimes. are at not Lance Armstrong's park.
Louis Armstrong.
Morning of day 2. Yeah. Driving is totally different than flying, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because like flying, it's like, yeah, you might be tired just from like sitting on a plane, whenever like you actually have to like physically put in the effort to be awake and not kill everyone in the car. Today we're gonna go check out some alligators in the swamp tour. Sounds like Joe and Katie just got up, so we'll film some more on the way. Just want to give you guys an update. Yesterday we just checked out Bourbon Street. Look at that shoulder. Yesterday we just checked out Bourbon Street, walk around a little bit. So we'll film more as we go. Okay, Katie, give the people the update.
That's pretty cool.
On what?
What are we doing? It's day 2.
Oh, we're going on a swamp tour, and we're gonna see some gators. They're the French Quarter
French
area.
Quarter.
I'd like to go over there today or tomorrow.
Bourbon Street, not the French Quarter?
No.
No, there's 2 different. Bourbon Street's different than like the
Yep.
French Market Street.
The
I'm
French
calling it French
Quarter
Market. French Quarter. There you go.
is a little bit more north.
That's where the originals and shit was filmed.
Yeah.
Like all those doors.
That's where they have, all the doors. They have all the
They got doors?
No
like,
shit.
Everywhere we've been
Ball-
before had no doors.
Balling outrageous. They got doors.
the picture in the living room. It said the French Quarter doors.
It's a really cool picture,
It's-
and that's what I want
yeah.
to go see. These cool doors.
Man, we drove fucking 12 hours to go see some goddamn doors.
Bruh. This is bringing up a good point though. Is it New Orleans? Is it New Orleans? Or is it Nolans?
Or the Big Easy.
Or the Big Easy?
Oh, it's definitely the Big Easy.
Yeah, it might be the Big
Big
Easy. We
Easy
don't know.
is there.
Yeah. I feel like that's not true.
That's definitely 1B.
That's got. Kevin Gates is from New Orleans, and he says New Orleans. So I'm going with New Orleans. But Lil Wayne said New Orleans.
Isn't it the New Orleans Saints?
Lauren, get out of here. It's Orleans.
I agreed with you.
My bad. You're a champ. I
think it's the New Orleans Saints.
Immediately back on her team. All right, we'll give you guys more updates when we get to the swamp. Beware of alligators on boat dock. We're talking about this one here, or we're talking about?
I think this one.
Okay.
You got Bloody Mary. He's good.
He's straight. Bloody Mary and marshmallow seems like a weird combination, but
There was a marshmallow?
he has had it on a stick. This is the squad. We got Katie. We got Joe. We got Lauren. We got your boy. Swamp Tours.
Swamp tour. July 2nd, 2021. Coming at you live.
I mean, it's not live because I'm going to record it and then edit it and then upload it later, but
Live.
it's like, oh, okay, live. All right, live. Live action.
See on his nose right there? We're gonna see if I can get the other one close. See if we get some action.
He does not like that one's there.
Yeah, he's about 9 foot. Yeah, you can. Look, see on his back? See the yellow on his back on the other side? Should be getting close. See the yellow on his back?
Oh, yeah.
That was one big old gash of meat about a month and a half ago. Well, Winky tried to bite him in half. Like he's all done stuff. Hold on, that's my marshmallow.
Big alligators.
That's the Devo of the swamp right there. Whose bike? That's all bikes. He's been survived over 90 gator seasons. Anywhere between 90 and 105. After they hit about 7 foot.
He's like, I think I'm getting. Oh, he's going under. Watch. He's
like, I'm out.
picking up that speed.
Better? No, it's the first time, right? Yeah.
What is that?
Blanton's. It's not a special reserve or anything. It's just it's difficult to find. I like the ones that are more caramely, vanilla, that kind of stuff. That's why I really Blanton's is always solid. And for $12, man. I mean, can't go wrong. Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Whiskey, bourbon, good to go. Not picky.
Yeah, so Joe will not be back for episodes of Whiskey Dogs.
Hell no, but I'll sit there and drink it with you. How about that?
Okay. All right, so I got the red beans and rice with the chicken breast and the onion rings. Joe?
Chicken parm, suggested by some fucking chef that worked hand in hand with some dude. Don't know,
His
but
name was Emerald Lagasse, but okay.
yeah, look him up.
Emerald has like his own set of like dishes.
You know who Emerald is?
Nah, man.
We were in Emerald's stadium in Vegas. That was that where we watched those games.
Oh yeah.
That's that dude.
He has his
Oh,
own set of,
that place is fire. This shit about to be good as fuck.
Okay, Joe's back on board.
Hell yeah.
grilled shrimp and sweet potato fries with some tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce for shrimp?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that shit was good as
I
fuck.
said I didn't want cocktail sauce. I don't like tomatoes and like cocktail sauce. So I got tartar.
That shit look fire right there.
Yeah,
Stay tuned for the special no seasoning dish. Made it special. No garlic seasoning versus garlic seasoning.
Yeah, there's some real sticky.
Excited.
Libby's excited.
Hey, what's up everybody? Sorry to hijack the video. Just wanted to pop in and say that this is the point that things started to go a little awry when we were in New Orleans. Getting up on the third day, we started off at a really awesome breakfast spot. It's called the Ruby Slipper Cafe. We went to the one that was actually not like downtown. It's kind of off out of the way. Great spot, great food. Highly recommended. It was awesome. And there was zero wait time, despite it being like a really, really busy weekend.
There's a full size right here, Sean.
I'll get you to get a picture of it for me. Alright. Chilling at the Ruby Slipper. About to get some breakfast.
We have some mad French toast bites.
They had cream cheese icing, so your boy couldn't lock it down. What'd you get to eat? Pancakes. That's not that pancakes are like, sometimes they're like buttermilk, sometimes they make them with milk, so I'm like, I gotta really be in the mood to risk it, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that.
That's a money shot.
Look at that. What's this called?
Fried chicken.
Chicken St. Charles, I think Benedict.
It's fire. You got the half and half.
I got crab cake and I got crab cake and shrimp.
Fire. Pancakes look solid. How was the chicken sausage?
It tastes like regular sausage.
That's probably a good thing though, right?
Unless it's actual regular sausage.
Yeah, this is fire.
Good. After that, went back to the hotel, chilled a little bit, and we decided, okay, instead of, hitting the bars and having a good time, you know what, we'll go out and we'll just go shopping and just kind of do normal touristy stuff. We went down to Jackson Square, went down to Artillery Park, checked out the St. Louis Cathedral. Gorgeous place. Can't say enough about it. Loved every every inch of it, really. It's awesome. Of course, my wife and Katie loved looking at the doors. What? I don't know. After that, checked out a couple little shops. We actually did check out Pat O'Brien's bar, which was super cool. I had one drink there. That was it. This is the post-breakfast back at the house. Lauren's cold. So is Katie. She just hasn't committed to a blanket yet.
I think I'm gonna do a dog instead.
All right. Joe over here, full French woman mode.
Ain't me.
Downtown, Jackson Square. Seeing the sights.
No, I've been looking. I have.
Oh yeah, y'all been looking for them damn doors, aren't you?
Right. It's a fucking door right there, and another one there, another one there.
That ain't it.
What do you mean that ain't it?
That's a door.
It's not legal.
Can you go through it?
Major General Andrew Jackson.
Sometimes that's still up, considering
Yeah,
all the other southern
I feel like that's
taken down.
like that. Well,
Like
Jackson
that's on its way
Square.
down.
Jackson Square makes sense.
It's like that's on its way.
Oh yeah, that's getting defaced immediately.
Nah, I don't need a wish, nothing.
He's got his whole world already.
I got everything I need. Apparently you don't, though. So.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
What
apparently
what you wishing for, Katie?
Yeah,
Huh?
What am I not providing?
Huh? What are you not getting? I know what she wished for. About 94 more dogs.
Yep. At least you know what yours wish for. I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to do now.
After that, we shopped a little more, and then that's when everything went bad. So just to explain it a little bit, that what actually happened. We were inside of a store. It was like a boutique dog store. You guys know we love our animals, or like our kids. And we were looking at, of all things, like a Gucci dog collar, which like it wasn't real Gucci, obviously, but pretty cool in there messing around. We turned around. Okay, it's starting to rain. Went to the next store. We were looking for a Mardi Gras mask. Lauren really wanted one. She has another one in the bedroom, and she wanted to get one to match. We came out of that store, and it was just a torrential downpour. And we were like, let's get out of here. Like, we can't. Let's go back to the Airbnb, figure out what we're going to do. Because that night, we had a haunted cemetery tour, which was BYOB. So we were actually excited about that one, and that's why we decided, okay, well, we'll just, start having fun, start drinking a little later in the afternoon after we get back from shopping. Well, we went to get an Uber to get out of the French Quarter because, again, torrential downpour. There's probably 3-4 inches of water in the street at this point. And, I mean, this is minutes, so we're talking a true flash flood. And we looked at Ubers, and they were $90 to get out of the French Quarter. And so we were like, why don't we walk a little bit? And it wasn't even that it was the $90, because at the end of the day, like, if I could think back and be like, well, I wish I would have spent the $90. It's like, I don't think we would have gotten an Uber there anyway, because there's no cars could get through. I mean, it was just completely gridlocked. People were stuck in the flood. And it's just getting worse every minute we're wasting. So we're like, all right, forget it. We're just going to start walking. And we're going to walk towards the city, which is actually kind of like butts up right next to the French Quarter. And let's see if we can get a cab or something from there. from there, we made it a couple blocks. We weren't on Bourbon Street. We were a couple streets over from Bourbon Street. I don't know exactly which one, to be honest. But we were walking towards Bourbon Street to shoot back down towards the city. And what happened, and if you guys have if you guys have watched the video this far, you've seen, and when we're walking along the streets, there are balconies along all the sidewalks. So we were trying to stay under the balconies because Lauren had Nibbler with her. So it was Lauren in the front, Nibbler, Joe and Katie behind me. And Lauren went around the corner, and then a big group of people came up to the corner this way. So we're like, the corner is like this, and Lauren went around, and I went to go with her, but then a big group of people came the opposite direction. So I went to step around the people and actually step into the water. Well, when I stepped into the water, I stepped onto a manhole cover that I didn't see because there was water. I mean, I was stepping into like dirty, nasty street water. When I did, slipped, and I tried to kick my feet out from underneath me and kind of like land on my hip on the sidewalk. And one foot made it out, one foot jammed into the cobblestone street, twisted my right foot. And as I fell, rather than sliding like this, I fell and I bent my leg backward, and I crumpled over my leg, which caused it to actually break in 4 places. So I had a complete tib-fib fracture. I broke the fibula in 2 places near the top, which they didn't actually even see in the x-rays that they did in New Orleans. I broke the tibia in 2 places because I completely spiral broke it, completely separated it from the bottom, jammed it up between the tibia and fibia, which they were amazed it didn't come through the skin. It wasn't a compound fracture. So luckily it stayed all together, because if it was a compound fracture, I mean, I'd have been in serious trouble, because all that nasty street water, open wound, I mean, it wouldn't have been good. So essentially the leg breaks. I'm laying in the water. I'm in the flood at that point. And I'm like, okay, I got to get out of the water, right? I don't swim well. I don't know if y'all know that about me, but not the best swimmer. And I'm like, well, it's only, at this point, maybe 6 inches of water. And so I'm like, all right, let me just get out of the water. Got out of the water, crawled up the sidewalk. The pain kicked in about halfway up the sidewalk, and so I had to kind of drag my leg the rest of the way. I remember looking down, and my leg went straight down from the knee and then turned. So it was completely sideways. Foot was completely sideways. I laid it down on the sidewalk, and I could feel it crunch back together, like the crepitus of it. And so I just laid there. And thank God for I don't know if the 2 women who stopped, I know one was a physical therapy assistant, one was a nurse. I know her husband was formerly in the military. I thank you guys so much for staying there with me until the firefighters got there. I really do appreciate you guys. I don't know your names, but if you see this, just know you have my my greatest thanks for what you did, because other people walked by and were laughing. They thought I was drunk. They thought this big idiot fell on the ground, and it's like, no. I actually was just trying to be a nice guy and step around some people, and I shattered my leg. So I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, and Kobe Bryant was one of those guys where, okay, it happened. What are we going to do now? And so as I was laying there, I went into a sort of meditative state almost, where I was thinking, okay, I gotta get back, and I gotta call my physical therapist buddy. I gotta call my doctor. I gotta call my boss. I gotta call my other boss, my administrator. I have to call all of my people at work and let them know they have to help with my duties. I have to make sure that I talk to my training partners in the gym, let them know what happened. Basically anybody that depended on me, I had to get a hold of. And I was trying to plan out how I could talk to these people. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, once I've talked to everybody, then I have to put a plan together. So I have to think about, okay, what am I going to do for rehab? What am I going to do for training? What am I going to have to do for kind of all walks of life? What's going to be easiest? Am I going to be able to get a wheelchair into my house? Is it going to be easier to do crutches, a walker? I've never used crutches before in my entire life. I've never had a lower body injury even. So it was just kind of a crazy thing to I'm laying there thinking about like basically the next year of my life. And so in my mind, the firefighter showed up in about 10 minutes and ambulance shows up maybe 5-10 minutes after that. In reality, it was almost 2 hours that I laid on the sidewalk in the pouring down rain coming directly down on me. They tried to get some trash bags to put on top of me. The shopkeepers of the shop, it was a step getting into the shop. I couldn't get into the shop. So the shopkeepers were being very nice. They were helping my wife out and our friends Joe and Katie, and there was really just nothing they could do. I couldn't get up. There was no way. It was way too slick, and I wasn't going to risk falling again because I knew the leg was done. So we laid there about an hour until the firefighters showed up, and then about another 45 minutes till the ambulance finally got there. They kept canceling the ambulances because I was not bleeding actively and because they had more pressing matters with other people, which I get. I was an EMT, so I understand. It's just kind of tough when it happens to you. So finally got in the ambulance, and I get in the ambulance, and the paramedic there tells me that the New Orleans EMS is one of the most underfunded in the entire country, and they have no blankets. They have nothing to stabilize my leg. They have nothing to really make me be able to be warm besides the pain meds that they gave me, which I believe was fentanyl. And literally, I'm riding in the back of the ambulance, and my leg is just flopping around because I have no way to stabilize it. I could barely move my toes. I could barely do anything. At this point, I was starting to go into shock. I was looking down at my fingers; they were turning blue. I was starting to convulse a little bit. So he gave me more pain meds. Kind of calm. I was like, "You got to talk to me. You got to talk to me. I'm a talker. I have a podcast. You got to get me going, and that way I don't think about it." And so we talked about everything. The paramedic. And again, I couldn't remember his name, so it was just such a traumatic event. I'm sorry, but he had worked during Katrina, so we were able to talk about that. We talked about the drainage and the seawalls and how, everyone thinks New Orleans is, totally set now after Katrina, but it's just not. It's still pretty bad. And I mean, obviously another hurricane hit it pretty bad about a month ago, so we can definitely see that there's still a lot of issues down there. But I got to the hospital. They took the x-rays. I talked to the people there. I was like, look, I'm positive it's broken. I could feel the crepitus. It shifted and I'm pretty sure it everted out to the right as it went. And I think I dropped enough medical jargon that they were like, "Are you work in the medical field?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And so they didn't mess around with me. The doctor came right in. He's like, "Hey, it's definitely broken. It's really bad. You need surgery. You probably need to do it today. I can get you in this afternoon." And I was like, "Man, I live in Indiana. Like, can you please let me go home?" And he was like, "Unless you can get your orthopedic guy on the phone, you're going to have to do surgery here." And keep in mind, it's the 4th of July weekend. So I have two choices here. I'm like, I can call in a favor with my buddies over in ortho, which, like, thank God I have connections with the doctors in Bloomington, Indiana. Or I can try and figure out a way to fly Joe and Katie back home and extend our stay over the 4th of July, or give them our car to drive home, and then we would fly back later. It was going to be a nightmare either way. So I decided to call in a favor with with my buddies over in ortho, the physicians there that I know, and luckily called him. He picked up the phone. He immediately talked to the guy there, and they handed me the phone back. And my doctor buddy was like, "Look, don't do anything until you get home. You're going to get surgery," because Monday was the holiday when the holiday was observed. So he said, "You're going to get surgery on Tuesday morning. Just get home and don't do anything else." So that's what we did. The doctor, he couldn't give me a local whenever he set my leg because it had latex in it, and I'm allergic to latex. Fun. So I kind of just had to bear down, and luckily Lauren held my leg, and they set it, and that was probably one of the most painful experiences of my life. And wrapped it up. I think I went home and slept a couple hours, and then we got on the road at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was already kind of, I broke it probably 1 o'clock. So you figure I'm not even at the hospital until 3, almost 4. So by the time I got out of the hospital, it's evening. So got home, tried to lay down, tried to sleep. You really can't. And then we got in the car, and thank God I bought my wife a Kia Telluride because if we had taken my little car, there's no way we would have made it. I had to rent an SUV or something. That was the only way it was going to happen. But got surgery. They ended up giving me, and I'm going to put the graphic stuff in a special video. So if you guys want to see the scars or any of the gross staples coming out or any of that stuff, I'm going to make a special release graphic content warning. So if you guys want to see that, check out the next video that comes. But got 5 incisions, 40 staples. I got a rod that goes from my knee all the way to my ankle. I didn't tear any ligaments, so that was good. I didn't have any damage there, but I got a plate and I got 9 screws holding it all together. and I literally couldn't walk for I think 3 or 4 weeks. And after that, I was literally on a walker that I got from my mom after she had her back surgery, and I had to learn how to walk again. And now I'm in physical therapy, and I'm trying to get my quad back firing so I can actually like use it to step up the stairs. I can put a shoe on now. I can walk around pretty well if I'm on flat ground. It's okay. Can't really do hills. Stairs kind of mess me up. And if it's pouring down rain outside, I will freely admit that it's still kind of a little weird to walk around in the rain. I'm very, very sure-footed. Let's put it that way. Broke it. Smoked it good.
Got her good. I'm still a little. Whew, that was an adventure because we were on the street that was completely blocked off. The rain was, no kidding, over the curb. It was ridiculous. It was a hot mess.
Yeah, it flooded on me. I had to call him to the store.
It did flood on him. It was awful. It was downpour, thundering, lightning. Scary.
Yeah.
But we made it.
So just wanted to let you guys know this is the what happened in NOLA portion of the video. That's why we didn't really get any other pictures or videos moving forward. But hopefully the next vacation, the next uPOW adventure that we take will be a little bit better and a little bit more dry. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for keeping up. And this is part of the explanation of where we've been. So thank you guys.